Hi everyone. So, as you know, I usually pick my next books out of jars to be able to find out what I'm going to be reading next. But for January, June, and December, so beginning, middle, and end of the year, I get to choose which books that I want to read from my book collection. And June is coming up. It's coming up next week, and I don't. The problem is that for my June picks, I've gone through my bookcase and I've picked the ones I want, and I've got 7 books that I want to read. I'm so desperate to read them, and obviously I don't think I'm going to be able to get all 7 done because some of them are quite chunky during the month of June. And June starts next week. So I've decided that this one time only, I'm going to start my June picks a little early. So I'm going to be starting the first of my June picks tomorrow. But first, you need to know what they are. As I said, I've got 7. 5 of them are fiction and 2 are non-fiction, so I can't do the alternate. I'll do the alternate as best I can, but once, I've reached... 3 of them are non-fiction and 4 of them are fiction. So I'll alternate as best I can, but we'll just have to see what happens. So I'll talk about the non-fiction first. And the first non-fiction is My Story by Marilyn Monroe. I've been eager to read this since I got this about a month or so ago, because I absolutely became kind of a bit obsessed with Marilyn Monroe recently, and so I wanted to read a biography of hers, and somebody on Facebook book club that I'm a member of suggested her actual autobiography, so I decided to get that one. The second one is also an autobiography by a film star, and that is Shirley Temple Black, child star. My mum adores Shirley Temple. She loved her since she was a kid, and I didn't really grow up watching Shirley Temple films, but I always love old cinema, as you guys know. So she can have MGM, 1950s, 40s, 50s, all that lot. So I knew about Shirley Temple, but not really, not a lot, until I got into my early 20s, and I watched biographies of her that were on TV and such, and I found her quite a fascinating person. And I've watched a few of her films recently because they're all on YouTube, and I bought this book like a year or so ago for like £2 off the Amazon Marketplace, and you can see it's a good chunky book, and I'd really, really, really love to read it. So that's definitely on my June picks. And the last one is I really, really want to read it, and you'll understand why I'm going to show you. It's Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, because I really, really want to read this. She was a phenomenal woman, and I love it. So they're my 3 non-fiction. And my 4 fiction, let's start from the top. One which has become a bit of an obsession of mine of late because of the recent BBC drama, which has been absolutely wonderful. I've been listening to the musical over and over and over and over again. My sister's reading this at the moment and she adores it, and that is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. An absolute classic book. One of the first thrillers that have ever been written in English literature, and I think it's going to be a good read. Then the next one is kind of a more modern, Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. This is one that I picked up a few weeks ago, and the woman who was serving me was so excited that I was reading it. It's one of her favourite books. She absolutely loved it, and it got me really excited. And so when I was going through my bookcases, I was thinking, oh, I have to read this. I have to read this. So Jurassic Park is going on the list. Then the next one is one that my sister recommended, but I'm having kind of funny feeling about this one because various people in Facebook book group that I'm a member of, some of them absolutely love it, some of them absolutely hate it, and the kind of bits that people have uploaded pictures of on the group, and I've been reading them and I'm like, ooh, grammar's a bit worrying, but my sister absolutely loved it. I'm going to give it a go, and that is The Couple Next Door. Again, a thriller story about what happens to a child in a house, what really happened with her disappearance, and obviously The Couple Next Door. And then the final one is the one that I've decided to read first. It took me a while to pick this one because I was going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But this one, I kept hold of this one when I was actually physically going through my pile of books, trying to figure out which one to read first. And I couldn't let it go. I couldn't put it down. And that is Ernest Cline's Ready Player One. I bought this after seeing the film, and my friend in America, Sarah, she told me how the book was really great. The film's good, but it was more like kind of 30% of the book rather than a lot more than that. And I gather that's probably what it would be anyway, because you tend to get that with adaptations, especially with dystopian kind of stuff. But I'm really intrigued by the concept. So I got the book and I'm really eager to read it. And this week, because I read an article and it was looking at the best audiobooks that are around at the moment, and this went straight to the top, and that is the audiobook read by Wil Wheaton. So I went and bought it this week. I was, payday hit, right? I ordered that off Amazon. So I'm going to be listening to the audiobook as well, read by Wil Wheaton, and I'm really excited to listen to that. So I will start reading Ready Player One tomorrow and listening to the audiobook as well, and I'll be back with my thoughts on it as soon as I'm done. All right, guys, bye.